Going to meet Katia Millar, founder of Positive Fabulous Women, a quickly and growing and popular social women's network. Katia Millar, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
It's great to see you.
I know, great to be here.
And you look fantastic
Well,
in red,
thank you.
as always.
Always red.
Positive Fabulous Women.
Yes.
A quickly growing, popular social women's network. Tell me a little bit more about it.
Well, Positive Fabulous Women is, like you said, a social network for women who are committed to living life with purpose and passion. And what that looks like in the Toronto area is we have regular events, live events, that focus on networking, personal development, and always the social component, of course. And so we've been around for 2.5, almost 3 years, and between Facebook and Twitter and all the meetup and website and all that, we have almost, actually over 4,000 members and followers.
Wow,
And more than that, probably outside of Toronto and around the world. So the message has resonated with a lot of women, and it's very exciting times.
The message about being positive and fabulous?
Yes, why not?
Well, so the history of this organization, it's been around since 2008?
Correct, yeah.
How did you come up with this concept of creating this organization?
Well, let me tell you, if you had told me 5 years ago I'd be doing this, I wouldn't believe you. But just a little bit of background. I have a business background and worked in marketing, communications, and project management and business development for many, many years. And although I enjoyed much of what I did, there was always a part of me that felt unfulfilled. There was something missing. But I was too busy raising my small children and doing my thing to really stop and think about what that was. But sometimes life throws you curveballs, and sometimes it works out for the best. So in 2002, my marriage ended, and that really
was a good curveball.
It was a good curveball, sort of. And so I came to that fork in the road where I had to really decide if I was going to stay on the path that was not quite fabulous, or try to create something else, and whatever that was. I didn't know what that was, but I knew that there was something else for me. So I took a journey of inner reflection, soul searching, and really figured out what Katia wanted, what was my message, what was my word, who am I? And the word that came up over and over again was that I was a connector. I know I've always had the gift of really connecting with people, not just on a superficial level, but really getting to the core, the essence, and I was really good at bringing people together. So again, it took me a while to figure out what that would look like, and it was really a very intuitive thing how this was started. But I had that drive, something in me that I felt the calling, I guess is the word, that you hear it in the middle of the night, and I just kind of started. I did no market research. I didn't really have a business plan. I just thought I'm going to put it out there. If I think there's a need for it for me, then there must be other women who feel the same way. And that's how it came about, very spontaneous.
So at that time, there wasn't anything quite like it out there for you anyway.
I just didn't come across it, and I thought that I'm going to create something. Even if there was something else, I just thought this would be different. There would be something a little, I knew that there would be my energy, my passion in there, and that would make it different. And luckily, that's been the case.
So you didn't have a plan.
Nope.
Didn't have a budget.
Nope.
And you just had this idea that you wanted to create a social network for women.
Yes.
And you just did it.
And I just did it.
Now the name, did the name have any meaning to you, or how did you come up with it?
Well, initially it was going to be Positive Woman, which is just, focusing on, there's all the stuff with the the law of attraction and the positive thinking psychology. So I thought Positive Woman just seemed like a good name. And then the Fabulous was thrown in there because it just seemed like it gives it a bit of an edge and, you know, a little sass and stuff. So it worked out well. And people love the name. So it's been a great, again, very intuitive, spontaneous creation. No branding expert, no marketing consultant helped me with that one.
Now, what is the overall vision then for the organization?
Well, really the vision for the organization is to support women in all areas of their lives. And what that, you know, we get lost in our roles of mothers, wives, daughters, friend, whatever that might be. And so my goal is to get those women to believe in their own magnificence and to really step up to the plate and create a dream and go for it. So that's the message, and everything we do, all our events and all our the messaging is all around that. It's just to, you know, you can do it, go for it, just believe in yourself. And there's a lot of need for that because a lot of women feel isolated. They have that thing, but they don't know if they're entitled to it, or they don't know what to do about it, or
they have
feel
a dream.
alone.
They have a dream
or
within them.
the thing. What I mean by thing is just that little. You know, you feel antsy. You know, you want to do something, but you're held back by fear, by doubt, by you know, just, you know, am I going to make a fool of myself? What if I fail? So, you know, we're creating a network so that we can all cheer and support each other, and that's, you know, we can all use that.
Now, of course, today is World Peace Day.
Yes.
And World Peace Day is an anniversary day for you. It was a turning point in your life. Why is
you're
that?
Right. Well, 3 years ago, in summer of 2007, I was at that point where I was ready. I was ready for something, and I didn't know what it was, but I knew I was ready. And I came across something about World Peace Day, September 21. It's a UN-sanctioned day of ceasefire around the world, and there was, you know, at least 2 wars raging, and I just felt really inspired to take action like never before, ever in my life. I was working for a health magazine and just doing my thing, and I just felt like I was going to go for it. I had no connections, no network, none of that stuff at the time, but I decided to get out there, and I started going to all these events and trying to meet all the right people, and they all came. All the right people showed up in no time, within weeks. So I decided I was going to have a party, a celebration to mark this day. And I managed to get in touch with a speaker and live musician and DJ and you name it. All the right people showed up, and we had an amazing party 3 years ago. And I was in the flow, just loving the whole process, and I thought that was it. I did my thing, and then everybody was asking me afterwards, so when is your next event? And, you know, all the people that I worked with, the speaker, the entertainer, everybody says, well, you know, I'd like to work with you again. I'm going, next event? I don't have a next event. So, you know, that was in September, and it took me 3 months. So Positive Fabulous Women was founded the following January. So it was just 3-4 months after that when I just thought, okay, this is my thing. And so without this World Peace Day and without this party, I may not be here today. But then again, everything happens for a reason. So it was all meant to be.
So from first gear to fifth gear quite quickly then.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Didn't waste much time after that.
So 4,000 people in the Toronto area.
Yeah.
What has been the feedback from women? I mean, you must be hearing from women about what you offer.
Yeah, you know, women come to us at different stages. You have women who come to us because they're going through personal challenges. They're feeling alone, isolated, needing that extra support and encouragement. So. Or looking for their purpose and trying to figure that out. So there's, you know, the area where they're just looking for really meaningful connection. And those women come to us, and it's like they're lit up because, they walk through the door and they know that they're not alone, and they're welcome, and they're supported, and they're heard and acknowledged and honored for who they are. And that's really, we all fall into that category at one point or another. And then we have, on the networking side, women who have a business and feel alone in a different way because, they're running a business, they feel kind of, they're pushing this thing, it's a struggle, and they're not making money, and they need some support, and they need the connection for business purposes. So we provide that. And so the feedback on all fronts is that it's a positive, fun, inspiring environment. And they always tell me that they go home skipping, and it's an amazing feeling for me, like just to know that women come to an event and they feel just unleashed and empowered and ready to just take it on, and that's what we're here for.
And why do you think that perhaps it is different for women, that women have a special need actually for a place for networking and socializing? Maybe it's a bit different than men in business. What's been your experience?
Definitely different than men, I would say, and not better or worse, just different. It was my belief early on that we need to do our networking, and we need to do our we want to do our networking and our personal development and our socializing in the same space and with the same people. There is no reason to be going to different groups and different networks to do all those things. We are, all connected. Women, we are, we don't compartmentalize like men do. So we have that need, and we want to really connect from the heart. And that's really what makes our group different, is that the networking is not just, exchanging business cards, but it's connecting from the heart, and it's bringing the passion and that feminine touch into everything that we do. And that's what we cater to women only. Nothing against the men. We don't discriminate against the men. We just do it differently. And when we have the space for women only, then we can really shine and let the guard down and really be ourselves and be completely self-expressed. And that's and women, just when they come to that space, their energy changes, their faces light up. It's a whole different experience.
Obstacles in your way. There must have been, I'm sure, some obstacles that you had to get around, climb over, move.
Tons, both personal and business. When I started this, I really didn't think that I could do this. I'd never stepped up to the plate. I didn't think of myself as a good public speaker. I didn't think I could get up and, get my message out. I wanted to be just in the background, just doing my thing. And so just embracing, accepting, and just really going for it, for me personally, has been the hardest challenge, is really believing that I can do this and that I have something to offer.
That you could be a successful entrepreneur.
Yes, and a leader, and a chief inspirational officer. That's a big, I created that title for myself. It's a
great title. Chief Inspirational Officer of Positive Fabulous Women.
Talk about pressure, but every day I have to kind of say yes, I can do this. So it's lots of obstacles, and there's all kinds of, from a business perspective, the balance, the managing it all, the juggling all different aspects of the business and my life. Tons of obstacles, but when you live in alignment with your purpose, then it just seems easier. Somehow the obstacles don't stop you. You just keep going, because I know I'm on the right path, so it's all good.
And I think that's a perfect place for our break. So at this point, we have our Good to Know Minute, and you have a success tip for our audience in 60 seconds.
Okay, well, know yourself. Take the time to get to know you. Trust your heart and follow your intuition. And, you can do all those things, but if you don't take action, is where it's at, and have fun. It's all fun. Enjoy the journey.
So listen to your heart, intuition, action, have fun.
That's it.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Thanks for the tip.
All right.
We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in a few minutes with Katia Millar. Back to Extraordinary Women. I'm Shannon Skinner, and I'm here speaking with Katia Millar, founder of Positive Fabulous Women. It's a great conversation. Now, action. Before the break, we talked about getting into action. Action, action, action.
Yes.
Nothing really happens if we're just thinking about it, does it?
That's right. And you can sit there and you can set intentions and you can wait for the universe to bring you stuff, but if you don't get out there and take action, nothing happens.
So lying on the sofa meditating is part of it, but it's not all.
That's right. That's exactly it. It's not all. That's a good place to start, but you really have to get into action. And the fear is going to come up over and over and over again, and you can choose whether you let it stop you or you just forge ahead.
So let's talk about the fear for a bit. You talked about you didn't know if you had the abilities to start this kind of a business and public speaking. I mean, the depth of your fears, and where did they come from?
We all have the fears, right? We all have something that holds us back, whatever that might be. Probably something that goes back to when you were 4 years old. But we all have those gremlins that are there, that chatter in our heads. I think we can all relate to that. And for me, personally, as I mentioned, I had never really stepped up to the plate. I'd never really taken on a true leadership role in my adult life, although I did as a child, interestingly enough.
And your mother, though, as well, of course. But you mean in the business world?
In the business world, in all areas in my life as an adult, I was just kind of just following along for the most part. And so when I came to that point where I thought, okay, here's what I want to create, here is who I know I can be great and fabulous and make a difference. But there's that thing that, do I want to make a fool of myself? Do I want to put myself out there? You feel exposed, you feel vulnerable, and it's a scary place, frankly. So it's much, the security of staying small is very, very alluring, but boring, and it doesn't get you anywhere. So, as I mentioned, I did not feel that I was qualified to lead women to anything, let alone inspiration and empowerment. And I didn't think even that I could speak in front of a group of women eloquently and get the words out. So the whole thing, I just thought I wanted to be in the background, just making it, doing the marketing and the promotion and making it happen. In fact, the first few months, I had an assistant organizer, and her main role was to do the actual welcome and speaking in our events, because I was too scared to do it. And then I woke up one day and I thought, here I am telling women to go for it and take action and not let the fear get in, and I'm hiding behind my assistant organizer. What a chicken. So I said, I'm going to do this. And I'll never forget the day that I stepped up and in front of everybody and I did the welcome, simple 3-minute thing, talked for a few minutes, and I thought, hey, I was shaking, I was nervous, but you just do it. You just do it. Like, the fear will always be there. We just have to keep going and embrace it and say, hello, thank you very much. And we just keep doing our thing. It's just not, we can choose to act from that place or to act from a place of trust and faith and belief in oneself. So that's what I do every day. It doesn't stop with that. Just because I conquered that part of it doesn't mean I don't have the fears. They come up all the time, all the time. I've been, knocked down. I've had lots of setbacks in the last 2.5 years. And there's days when you get up and you go, oh man, do I really want to do this again? And within 30 seconds, the answer is clear. Yes, I do. And I just keep going.
So, did you take courses or would you read some books?
Yeah, I read some books, and I joined the Toastmasters group, and that helped a little bit. But really, what helps is just really embracing and accepting that it will be there. And the butterflies are not a bad thing. It's okay. We don't have to be fear-free to take action and to be successful. It can spur us to take great action and come from a place of authenticity. And people, even if they see that I'm nervous or scared, that's okay too. It's not a bad thing. So that's what I have to tell myself all the time. It's okay. It's okay.
So you're saying you're a human being?
Yeah, imagine that. And I'm not always positive and fabulous. I have my days like everybody else, and I get scared and I get hurt, and all those things. Absolutely, yes, absolutely.
Where do you find your support to keep going? Friends?
Friends, absolutely. I mean, I have some wonderful friends that I've known for years and years, and I've made some fantastic new friendships in the last 2 or 3 years from my network. So family sometimes, and I have 2 children, 2 boys, who are a great source of frustration at times, but also it anchors me, and it just keeps me going. I know why. I have my big why, and when you have the big why, then things just fall into place. So I just, you just have to tell yourself that you just keep going, unstoppable. There's no excuses.
How old are your 2 boys?
My 2 boys are 16 and almost 13, 2 teenage boys.
And what do they think of mom and mom's business?
It took them a while to figure out how to tell their friends or anybody, what does mom do? Because it's kind of not just my mom is a lawyer or an accountant or whatever. But they're extremely proud, and that's another thing that just keeps me going, because I love providing that role model for my boys, and they have respect for women, and they know that this is not just mom not just is doing this thing for other women, but to see me struggling and having the success and all that, it's an amazing experience for my boys. So I get that all the time. My son, my younger one, always have a thing on the kitchen that says, I don't know how you managed to raise 2 crazy boys and still be positive and fabulous. So they recognize that, and it's a wonderful gift I'm giving them, I think.
Do you think that they may end up being entrepreneurs as a result?
Well, I'm not so sure about that yet. They're a little young. Maybe further down the road, my younger one, possibly. I'm not sure about the other one, but they at least respect and see that there are options, and that the message that I have is not just that you need to be an entrepreneur, but that you have to love what you do. Take the time. Don't just, go through the motions and just get a job and be in that secure, safe place, but really question, know yourself, trust your intuition, all the stuff that we talked about. And that's my message to my boys all the time, is that make sure you really love whatever it is you choose to do, and if it doesn't work out, you can change it. There's no, most of us don't stay in the same career anyway, so it's okay. You're not stuck with it for the rest of your life. So that's my message to them. Always just have fun, enjoy this ride.
So you've become a fantastic role model then.
I would like to think so.
And do you have a role model? Is there somebody that you find inspiring?
It's interesting, because I'm always asked this question about, role models in terms of women. And it's interesting because growing up, I really did not have any role models. And it's part of the reason I started this group, because I needed that support and inspiration from other women. There's so many amazing women that I have met in the last 3 years. And, there's Oprah and Barbara Walters and all the big names that we know, but there are some amazing local women that inspire me beyond words. And some, the unknown heroes, sheroes, as I prefer to call them. So there are role models everywhere, and if I can be a role model to at least one other woman, then it's my honor and privilege.
Now, where would women find more information about Positive Fabulous Women? Where could they go?
Well, we have our website, positivefabulouswomen.com, and we are very, very big on Facebook. So you can find us. We have a fan page in the Toronto area, and there's a group for the global stuff. But you can, if you just go to the website, you'll see the links for all the different social media channels.
Fantastic. Well, the time has really gone by. It's now the end of our segment, and I have really enjoyed speaking with you. So, Katia Millar, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure.